securely, and also intelligently. Okay? There's a future. So I want to have our students to prepare the future technology, not the current. Sometimes some students cannot do the old technology either. So catch up all the technology quick and move forward. Okay? Let's do. This is chapter 1 that already posted, and I want you to open up Paizo. Everybody has Paizo now.
I'm using clips. I'm just gonna.
You go back. Okay. If you have a Paizo, let me increase. I want you to increase the user interactive mode here in the shell mode, so that we are going to work on this shell as we follow the text. Okay. So Python interpreter. This is actually the if you run, then you can see the interpreter like this. See here, this window is the same as this. You have 3 greater than sign prompt. Okay, so you can do, for example, 5 plus 12. What do you expect? 17. Can we print like this? 5 plus 12 equal 17. Can anyone print like that? Of course, if I type that, then I have an error, right? How can you do that? You can do this. 5 plus 12 equals, comma, 5 plus 12, and return, then it gives you 5 plus 12 equals 17, right? I want you to understand this. And can anyone explain what it means?
It means to print 5 plus 12 in any string, or?
Okay, so within double quote, anything within double quote will be echoed. So that is echoed here. And after that, what is the comma?
Means next one. I don't know what the actual.
Comma, as I explained in the version 3.0 of Python, everything is treated as a function. Likely, print is a function. Then function can take parameter arguments. The print function can take n arguments. So that is an n-ary function. N-ary function. It means n-ary. N-A-R-Y function. Okay, n-ary function. It's not binary function. It is not unary. There's a unary function, binary function, or n-ary functions. But print is an n-ary function.
So n-ary means there's no limit to the number
Correct.
of arguments?
Yeah. You can sit from somewhere. You want to sit by me? You want to sit by me? Come close. You can achieve by being more aggressive. It doesn't mean that you are allowed to attack me. Do not attack me. I'm so weak. Okay. So that's shown here, right? You can do more. Can anyone do then okay, we will follow the text. Okay. Here is it. Write one here exercise. Write one Python statements that can print the following. One statements. Take one statements can display the following. One statement. Special announcement, particularly to the woman. I would say lady. If I say lady, then somebody said, in your mind, you are talking about female. I said, lady, okay? There is a gender gap cybersecurity symposium. Have you received it? Right, yeah. So keep in mind, on October 14th, there is NYU sponsored symposium to be held in the city, one of NYU campus, I think Vanderbilt Hill, probably that is School of Law, maybe. Okay, so they are, if you go there, then there is job fair also, so you can find a job. But those who are not ready yet to apply job, because you do not have any specific skills to sell, then don't do it yet, but you need to get some idea. When you attend that type of activities, then you can see, oh, this is the way that you can apply later. But let me tell you this, if you want to join the better companies, then you need to have a one concrete skill set. One concrete. And then when you have an interview, they may ask you all the questions that you will never predict. So what should you do? You need to know all the subjects that you have taken here, okay, and then review. You have to review all the time so that all the concepts and jargons, terminologies should be on top of your mind. And once you say, hey, I know, and then if you explain it, then you need to implement it also.
What would be like a good skill set in cybersecurity? Because all the job applications that I've looked at, right, in cybersecurity.
There's two levels of jobs available in cybersecurity, right? If you know how to use some systems already developed and up and running, that type of job is also available, but very, very tough. If you get in that job, then very, very tough. They look all of your credentials and compare with other applicants, then it's more competitive. But if you have skill how to touch inside of that system, meaning raw, primitive level of programming skill. Like Python, C, Java, whatsoever, if you understand clearly so that you can program any assignments right at that moment, then you will get a job.
There's one common thing that comes with cybersecurity job is that thing they call penetration testing. And
right. For example, penetration testing. Then there are some tools already developed, right? Some tools are already developed. There are very, very expensive tools and very toy-like tools. So many tools are available. So first you have to test. You have to get some experience of using the tools. But in many cases, they are hesitating to hire you only because you know how to use the tools. Sometimes they can hire you if you have very strong background. But if you expose some of the skill sets that can touch inside, the simple skills that you can touch inside is Python. That's what I'm telling you. Then they can hire you. Like many of our graduates, they're just like you, but they expose one specific. What they do is this. They don't want to hire you, for example, oh, do you know this? Then you say, yes, I know. Do it. The simple, done. So far, so good, right? But it's not really greatly impressed. What is the other way that you can expose yourself very well? If you have some program already built, it could be from your course project. If you think you made really good accomplishment of your course project, then you can show the project. Then you demonstrate. Then the examiner asks, hey, why this runs in this way? Then you can explain it by showing the coding list. Okay? Or the most effective way of doing so is whatever the products that you can get from cyber skill competition. Cyber skill competition is not a course project. It is all above. It's above all of those. So all the time the systems will be strong and efficient. So whoever see that products will never forget, will never make mistake not hiring that guy. That is our track record so far. Okay. So for example, in this year, we have one team accomplished. We'll present on October 20th when we have National Cyber Security Awareness Month. We have event. To that event, as I think I made the announcement, right? One representative from NSA will join. So if you think you are ready to join NSA, then you can submit your resume to him. That is most effective. Other than that, it takes decades, which means almost impossible, right? There's so many applications. So that guy will come and join us. But keep this in mind. They are so polite so that they can receive all the applications. But not all of them are and have a chance to have interview and get in permanently. Only those who can show something, okay, that could be the most effective product is from your cyber skill competition. Next available products will be your course project. Okay? Or you can use, we have a 600 course. There's a project, master's project. If you do not have chance, then you can take that course and find one of the faculty members and work with him and then produce some good work. Okay. Always, you have to keep in mind for cybersecurity jobs, two things. So, I may say one thing. Your skill needs to do attack effectively. By attack effectively, then you can defend. Right? They want to see how you can attack. Although they don't say. They do defense. There's no department of attack. There's a department of defense.
They ask you like questions about like Cali and stuff. Like you're saying
Cali, that is a basic.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm saying like we haven't experimented with any of the NSA.
Oh yeah, some. Oh, Cali would not. NSA would not hire you only because you know Cali.
Yeah,
Cali is a basic. Yeah.
Metasploit though. Metasploit's on.
Metasploits. Yeah, that is a one thing also. So get some experience from all of Metasploit, exploit, whatever Metasploits. Yeah. Get some experience and you have to expose some idea that you can do a little better. Better means higher performance, more secure, or more intelligent. And implement a little function of that Metasploits. You don't have to make another version of a Metasploit. Okay? As you practice, if you think, oh, this is okay, can I do scanning ports more efficiently? Or somebody ports the scanning, can you detect it more quickly? Or because of the type of scanning, you can see that your program can learn some pattern of malicious attack, so that your program can predict quick, can catch, oh, this guy might be malicious, or this guy maybe trustable. Things like that. That type of techniques are really, really demanding. You don't need to. They don't hire employees of the company who make the Metasploits, right? They are not interested in it. NSA or some leading companies wants more than that. If they use only something already developed and available on the markets, why they need to buy? Why they need to hire somebody? They can ask one of their employees to use it. Okay. James, good to see you. I live with him. I saw him last night and see him again this morning. Where were you? Just joking. Same thing to me.
Same?
Okay, so who did? Anybody did this? Explain this and that. What is this? Huh? Division, right? What is this? Or is this seen or not? Yeah, it can be seen. Yeah, percent sign. What does it return to you? Remainder. Is there any way that you can get the quotient? Quotient. For example, 7 divided by 2, then 3.5. We know that I can get the remainder by percent sign. Remainder is 1. How can I get the number 3 from this division? So that's called the quotient, right? 7 double slash returns you
To the previous number.
yeah, quotient. Yeah. What that means is that 7 divided by 2 is 3 and then remnant 1, right? Somehow there's some mathematical form like this. 3, so go back to 7. You need to have 2 times 3, there's a 6. Finally, add the remainder, right? Do you see the points? So I want you to have the difference among those slash, percentile, and double slash. By the way, double slash is not appearing here, so I'm going to do here, make 1, double slash, multiply. What is, how can I say this? Double slash. Quotient. Okay. Oh, this is very nice.
Can you explain that part where it says 7%?
7% to 2 returns the remainder. If I want to redo of the previous one, then I can do like this. Print underscore, then you can redo the previous output statements. So it can print the previous. That's what it shows here. So underscore is a special character to print to the place in memory that stores the past recent result. Okay. Okay. And then another way that you could do is file interpretation. Not just by using editor here within Piezo. So in Piezo, I have a multiple files already up and running, so that I want to have a new editor. New editor can bring up new editor can be up by pressing Control N. and for new. So you have this, and then you can create some file here. Okay, so let's create a file. One of the file is like this. I want to create a function. How do you create a function? Remember that? Is that what we did last time? Yeah, we did, right? In graphical user interface. So let's make something simple. For example, print. I can say greeting and the name John. But greeting is a function, right? If you see here, then greeting is a function because it is the form of a function. But it is not known. It's not yet determined. So if you execute this, for example, how do you execute this? Save this. Not necessarily save it, but let's save it in our case. Save as. If you open up save as command from File tab, and you choose the location where you want to save. I'm going to save into my 505. And then in class. Okay. So file name test1.py. So that is saved. And I want to execute this by pressing Control and Enter together. Then there is an error. What is the error? See here, executing line 1 of 1, 2, 3 of test1.py. So from this file test1.py, we saved this file at a particular location. So that file has generates error messages. Here, trace back, most recent call last. So the first one is therefore the first call. So first call is this file E, which is in this directory, in this drive E, John's backup, Mercy, 505 founder CSAC, in class, test1.py, line 3. In this file, line 3, that is this. You can see the line number, right? And in module, this module, print greeting John. This is the statement where there is an error, right? This is statements, the statements that we see here. Name error, name, greeting is not defined. Greeting is not defined. Of course, it is not defined. So now we need to define it. Define the function called greeting. How do you define a function in Java? I'm sorry, Python? Def. Oh, thank you very much. Greeting. If that this is a function, but if it receives an arguments, then we need to declare the variable. So we can say name or name. Okay, name. There's a variable. There's a local variable. You can name it any. And then instead of writing curly braces like in C or Java, what we need to do here, instead of curly braces, what do we need to do? what?
Where?
Here at the end of that greeting. Cursor is not really clearly see, right? Cursor is here. What should I do? Should I do here open curly brace and close curly brace? Or something else?
You need to indent.
Yeah, indent comes after that. Comma.
Is that a column?
What do you say?
Column.
Colon. Thank you so much. So colon, and after that indentation. By the way, as you use Paizo, automatically indented. Look at that. Automatically indented. You don't have to worry about as far as you are working on Paizo. But if you use some other editor, then you have to take care properly. So we can say string equals good morning and then we need to return str plus name and save it.
Well, you're going to get an error.
Oh, because of the name. So it says good morning, John. How come it's how come I have this outcome, this printout from the execution of print? Can anyone explain? Just guess.
What's the question?
How this code is executed? What is the procedure so that you have good morning, John? Finally, guess.
Would you put down the parentheses and stuff like that?
Some steps to be interpreted, steps to be executed.
Started by defining region.
Defining, actually, I'll get back to that point later.
Are
Just
you putting the string and name? So you're defining greeting, and then it's looking for greeting, and it's adding it to good morning. So is it then just doing?
yeah,
by saying
that is
good morning?
it. But I want you to okay, go ahead.
Concatenation, is that what it's called?
Yeah, concatenation.
You're adding string and name together.
Okay, great.
That's why it's doing.
What else? I want to hear the steps of this code
You're
execution.
defining the string. You're saying that it's good morning, and then you're saying you want to return good morning, which is the string, and what the name, which is you defined as with greeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's John. So when you add those two together and you're saying print, I'm trying to.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trying to go in a circle here.
Well, you
it's
first,
very reasonable. Yeah.
you first start by defining a function called greeting with one argument called name, right?
Okay.
So now, and you define another string called good morning, and when you add the return command string plus name, you save that in the memory in a location, right? So in that location you have the string and the name that are saved, and then the print will display whatever you save at that location for the return.
That's great. Yeah. So by summarizing that you explained so far, here's what I can explain to you. So what happens here? little bit here. Okay. So, compiler, this is not really compiler, but interpreter. Let's say a little bigger. So let's say we have an interpreter, which is a Python interpreter. This interpreter, I'm trying to see the same height of this. So is there any way that I can reduce? Okay. Yeah. So we have an interpreter. This interpreter interprets, scan the code from top to bottom. Okay. So we call that one pass scanning or compiling, but let's say interpreting. One pass. Each compiler or interpreter designed in multiple passes. So at the first pass, as it scans this, if there is a def, then this interpreter, what interpreter would do, let's say this is a memory, okay? Then this interpreter says, hey, here is a definition of what happens? No field. Need to change this. This is no field also. Okay, this is better. Okay, this is the memory, entire memory. But let's say, oh, we have a definition. So this guy, the interpreter, keep in mind, actually register that on the memory, saying that, oh, we have a definition of greeting. So real memory management that you can learn from other course, okay? So this guy knows, oh, where is the definition of that? Okay? So the memory understand, oh, we have the definition of a greeting. And then when it comes to this next statements, saying, oh, there's a print. This is not the definition, but print, there's a first action, right? So this guy, interpreter, and at the end of this one pass, this guy says, oh, there's a print. So let's see inside the print statements. Okay. Let's see inside the print statements. So when I see inside that print statements, then it says greeting. Greeting. So interpreter now have a question, do I know greeting? So it first to look greeting here. By the way, it is available here. Oh, greeting is something that I know already. Or it's not in this memory, but available on that entire system that you installed. Then this interpreter says, oh, do I have my storage back end? Backyard shed. Open up the shed. James, do you work? Bring out your lawnmower and open up the shed. Oh yeah, there is, by the way, trimmer. Okay, bring it. So understand that. At this point, greeting, oh, that is what I know. And by scanning this interpreter knows that this guy needs one parameter, name. So by the way, as it prepare, this guy says, oh, I need, this is a greeting, but I need, in order to run this, I need a name. I need a name. Not name. I need a name. Okay? So by the way, this interpreter, oh, there is a name. With this name, this interpreter revisit this greeting. And there is a name, but actually, this is John, right? John is taken by that interpreter. Interpreter bring this John to this greeting. Inside this greeting, John is replaced by name. This is nothing but name. They are the same, but not the string, but variable name. Okay, name. Name is the label that holds the value John. Okay, this is label. This is contained in that label. And then come back here, and this guy, oh, I need one more variable, local variable. It's called string, str. str, by the way, has the value. This value is a little bigger value. So it says good morning. There's a string good morning. So we've done here, right? And next, it says return. I want to return. So when I see return statements, before I return, I need to do one more evaluation, which is the plus sign. Plus sign in most languages means 2, right? Plus sign, if it has numbers, then that is real addition. If it is based on, depending upon the arguments, 2 arguments, plus sign is a binary operator, right? You need to have 2 numbers, therefore you can add, right? It's a binary operator. If you have a plus sign, then you need to see both sides. This number, the other number. If both are numbers, then you can add them so that you will have one number, right? From 2 numbers, you will have one number. So one number is held by that variable. But in this case, str, we know that is good morning, and name, that is John. This guy says, add them. So it means in programming, in another way, concatenation. String can be sticked together. It's called concatenation, right? So let's stick them together. So another one. Here, it is not really stored in memory, but in some process. It says, good morning, and stick together, John. So one word, that is returned. Okay, that is computed. It is not really stored in memory, but grab this John and grab this good morning and put them together and return. Return where? There's a caller. Caller, it says print. So go to this print. So this guy print what? So this doesn't mean this is not stored. Bring out this and then print good morning John. Okay? Clear? Back to Alpha Love's question. What if we have this?
What if you move the print to the top?
You're going to get an error that greeting is not defined.
Right. In general, that is that depends on the interpreter. How interpreter is implemented. How Python developer, it depends on Python developer. Python develops in this way or in another way. If you run this, still works. How come it works? Back to our here. I said that there's one pass. Interpreter does that not only one pass, there is two pass. One pass and two pass. At first time, this guy says, greeting. Oh, I do not know. So I have question mark here. Greeting. This guy probably has something in greeting. So without having this guy says, oh, there might be something available somewhere. So let's group this and then put it aside. So it is not there. So initially, at the first pass one pass, interpreter says, oh, definition of greeting. Okay, let's watch. And then continue to scan. And interpreter find out, oh, there is a definition of greeting. Oh, therefore, I know what greeting means. Okay, that is the end of pass one pass. At the completion of one pass, nothing happens. So we have to scan one more time, pass two. So interpreter come back here one more time. When it comes to here, then print greeting. Then this guy said, aha, I know the greeting. And then greeting has a variable John. Oh yeah, John is used by, copied to the definition of a greeting. So it copied to the definition of a greeting and follows all the same process and come back and execution. So in this case, two pass. Pass two is required. So first code pass one can complete in this order, pass two. Okay, question back to you. Would there be any performance difference? Performance means two things, space and time. Would there be space difference? The first case is only the interpretation needs one pass. Second case is interpreter with the two passes. Space-wise, it uses the same spaces, right? What about time? Slightly different, right? One pass, done. The other case, one pass is incomplete, so that it requires one more pass. C compiler, by the way, make 3 pass, 5 pass. I think fourth and fifth is the last, is the maximum. After that, anything cannot be resolved, then it returns error. This variable not resolved, unresolved, that type of error finally generated. Okay. Okay, let's take a minute, 15-minute break.
When I execute the console, there's no space between good morning and John.
In your case, that's great.
Usually
You can put a space after good morning.
Yeah.
Put a space after good morning.
Yeah.
Or even in between some.
There has to be a way to definition. I guess. Put a break between the and then put a break between the name.
When is the cybersecurity awareness one?
Day. I don't listen here. Right? Got recorded. That's still not right.
How big is the column?
That's when they have to get that day. Soon. October, it's like 14th. I think it's October. How is this causing?
Forgot. All right. Let me bring up my explanation here. This is the multiple paths of interpretation. Usually, the multiple paths is available on compilation. But as I said from the beginning, the Python is not a compiler, but it's interpreter. Interpreter usually provides pass one pass only. But in this time, it works in two paths. What happens is that two paths was enabled only because of this particular IDE, integrated development environment, right? IDE, which is Paizo. If you use a Paizo, then it works that way. If you go back to the original interpreter, by having this order of the language, come back here. This is a command line Windows from your Windows system. This is Windows system. I have here test1.py. If I type or more test1.py, that is the program here. Oops, I want to change this to the other way. So print here, the first one, if I revise this print appears after the definition. Now currently the greeting is defined after it is called. If I have a one-pass interpreter, because that is a one-pass, it does not understand when it comes to this first print statements. This guy does not know what greeting is. It does not expect that it will be defined later. If it defines later, then because of this is one pass, there's no way that I can make memory arrangement like this, so that there is an error. If I have a two pass, then I can make a memory arrangement. Or if I have this order, right order, then first the definition appears first, so that I have time to arrange the memory space that can hold whatever available codes, right? Or values and variables. This is perfectly fine. But this guy might have an error, so that I can call the compiler from the original software, which is Python 36. I'm going to call Python. This is the command. And then I can do test1. There's an error, right? But if I go back to change and back to the right order, like this, and save, so that I have now definition first and print, so that I want execute it, then I have no problem. One more thing. When I have this \n, that's so-called escape character. Backslash is an escape character. Remember that this anything within double quote can be echoed, but not in this case. If you have a backslash, then it is not treated as a string, but escape from that string to do whatever specially designated action. That is in this case, new line. I want to make new line after str, so that I can make a good morning and John in the second line. Again, back to Paizo. Paizo touches a little bit of the interpreter, so that Paizo itself didn't do that, right? So the way that you can get from Paizo is not real execution of Python. Believe it or not. but most other times it will be okay. Okay, let's go back to so we've done this. So once you saved, then you would see that is saved somewhere. E. John, Mercy, 505 in class, and then I have it here, right? That is so you need to make sure that where you saved the file. Therefore, when you submit your homework, did I ask you to submit two things, the source code and screen copy, right?
Yes, and the
Yeah.
text.
Yeah. Yes, screen copy is sometimes important. Not to me, but to save, to prepare for New York Middle State's assessment. So when they come and want to see our students learning, then rather than showing source code, if we keep the students' screen copies, then
Copy screenshots.
screenshots. Yeah.
He asked for comments. What would be the result of the shape, right?
Oh, screenshot.
Okay. There's the way that we can create a definition. So you can also create the definition. Again, we can send more than one parameter argument to when we call the function. John, and then I can make another. Some asking statements. If I have, when I call greeting, if I want to send two parameters, comma in between, then the definition accordingly. So in the definition, I can say plan, and I can return here plan, but here I'm going to simply say name. Okay, save it, and when I here, good morning, John, any plan? Oh, in this case, it make a new line. It's not really.
Fine with the string \n.
Previously, it didn't.
What? But you changed?
Right. It's not consistent. All right, that's okay. So, second arguments copies any plan that is plugged into this plan. This returning statements is long statements. The first two strings is good morning and name. Name is nothing but John, followed by new line and plan, right? That's what happens. So multiples possible, or another thing is also possible. Do this. Planning. Plan. I want to make this. Plan. What happens if I make this? I call the greeting with the two parameters to pass, John and any plan. And when it comes to this greeting function definition, then it receives two arguments. Create local variable, and that variable is concatenated with the received variable name, followed by new line, followed by, what is this? Another function call. But planning function is not defined. Definitely, if we run this, then we will have an error, right? So then we will have an error. What should we do? Define plan here or up here? In general, don't rely on Paizo or handy development environment. Let's go back to strict, rigid interpreter of Python, the original Python. Then I need to define first. Definition before usage. Definition before usage. Before you use, you have to define it. So planning is used here within this definition. So according to one path interpreter, you have to let him know before that happens. So def planning takes two arguments or one argument? One argument. Here, plan. So I can say plan and colon. And then what do you expect?
It's going to add on.
I'm sorry. I think it's going to print something like "Good morning, John. Any plan?" and then never mind.
Very good. It says, good morning, John. Any plan? Never mind. What if I do what is the outcome? Sentence doesn't make sense, but tell me what it is.
So it's going to be "Good morning. Any plan?" It's going to be "Good morning, never mind, John. Any plan?"
One miss.
Good morning, strength.
second line is going to be never mind. Plus, never mind. Plan.
Yeah. Doesn't it make sense? Or it makes sense, or in some context, right? Good morning, and then, oh, never mind. Any plan, John? See what it is. Oh.
Line 6.
Why? Should not be. I don't know why. Let's go back here, our interpreter. Oh. Right here. Because of that. Yeah. Good morning. Never mind. Any plan? John. Right? Strange. This guy does not. This Paizo does not give me the precise the location of error.
It did though.
No, it says name here. It looks like name. It should be here, like original here. Oh, there's an error here, not here. Okay, let's move. All right, let's try to do this. the example 1.3. There is a temperature conversion program. Okay. The execution of that. Okay. It's not. All right. We define a function to convert given number to Celsius. So given number is in Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit temperature is given, then we'll return Celsius. Within this definition, what we make is the conversion formula that you can gather, you can get from somewhere, Google, right? F minus 32 times 5/9, that is the Celsius, and then print that number. The initial Fahrenheit number temperature is given from your monitor, your standard, not monitor, keyboard, from your standard input, which is a keyboard. Okay, that's what we want to do here. So let's create one more editor, and then we can say there is a sys module is available. So we need to first look at the sys module. Python sys from Google. Then I'm going to open one of the manual here. Sys, there's a system specific parameters and functions. This module provides access to some variables used or maintained by the interpreter and to functions that interact strongly with the interpreter. It is always available. The one that we want to use is args. If you use a sys.args, this, it returns the list of command line arguments passed to Python script. arg 0 within square bracket, because this is a list. So we need to start a list. What is a list in general? Anybody explain what is the list? List means list is a bunch of definitions. Okay. Another way. Group of elements. Oh, there you go. Great. Group of elements or sequence of elements. In typical programming language, if it is called the list, then it is a sequence of same type elements. But Python doesn't matter, right? Python is not really typed language. Doesn't care. We don't declare. We can use it without declaration. So we can mix it. So definition in Python, definition of a list in Python can be just a sequence of elements, any elements. That's fine. So args 0 is a script name. So if we want to, if the command was executed using .c commands, command 1, command interpreter arguments is set to the string minus C. Right. So to get to that, we need to practice a little bit. So I'm going to use that and okay. So let's practice the list first. Okay. So list. Let's say I have a list LST equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what is it? List LST. There is a 1, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma, 4. Right? This is a sequence of elements. Can I add more? Yes. List dot append. One beauty of using working on Python is when I didn't do anything. I said the list. This is a variable. I didn't say LST is a list, but I initialize LST. I plug the values directly to that variable LST. The format of a value itself is a list. Therefore, the intelligent interpreter Python treats LST as LIST, list. So if it is a list, then because it is a list, list can have a functions to call. One of the function here is append, so that I can use append. Append, I can put here not the integer. I can do mercy and enter. Then what is LST? LST now is 1, 2, 3, 4 mercy. Okay, I can append more. What is LST? 1, 2, 3, 4 Mercy College. Now, question to you. How can we extract Mercy College only from the list? I don't want number 1, 2, 3, 4. But I want the literal Mercy College only. How? Now you need to know how to access each element, right? So first element, hold on. So first element can be found from 0. So 0 means if I here within, like an array in other language, like square bracket, within square bracket I can put the index, the label. 0 means first label, 1 means second label, 3 means fourth label. So I have this, right? So LST, for example, 2, then what do you expect? 3, thank you. How can I get college?
5, 6.
5 or 6?
5.
What if I do -1? Assume that we have a long list. I want to have a second last element. You have a long list, 997 long list. So what do you need to do? You have to count from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 125, 127. Where am I? Oh, I forgot. Okay, recount. LST. I want to extract 2 and 3, number 2 and 3 only.
It's going to be 2. I mean, when you say number 2 and 3, so you're going to do
Second and third numbers. second and third elements only.
So you're going to be 1, 2.
1 comma 2. There's an error. So there is a 1
Space.
colon. What if I do this? What do you expect from this?
We expect 2 and 4.
2 and 3 only. So what does that mean to you? First number within that colon expression, first number tells you the first elements. Second number is the number, but there is number exclusive number. What is the number 1 before that? By the definition. Okay?
I thought whatever was in the bracket points toward the location.
Right, but if I do 1 colon 2, then what does that mean? I want to have the second element from the first element 1. Colon 2 means to that points but exclusive. So it returns only number 2. Second element, it specified by specifying number 2, it goes to third element, but that is exclusive. So 1 before that. So back to the second.
You have a list within this.
Oh yeah, that's possible. That's a good question. So LST, append, I can do
That's a period.
which one? So nested list. I appended this list, A and B. What if I do similarly? No, LST. What if I do this? There's an error. Why? Compare this with that. Why? Hmm?
It's not just string, it's
Oh, bracket. I mean, it's now quotes.
Port.
It's not in between quotes.
Right? Why?
Because here you are defining some argument, right?
Right.
That are not.
If I say D and E only with the port, then that is a variable, but never defined earlier. But if I put port, then that is the value. Value is not necessarily to be defined. For example, number 1. Do you need to define number 1? No. Number 1, okay. But A, if I do A, then there's an error. But if I have character A, that's fine. Think about which one's value, which one's variable. Value, okay. So I can send the values A and B so that successfully added. But if I do D and E, then D should be defined, E should be defined before it is used. Because it is not, there is an error. Right? Back to LST. Now that. If I do LST minus 1, what does it return? Does it return B or list A, comma B? James, what is the answer to this? Because this is raised by you. It was a very good question, so I want you to.
Yeah, I think that was the list.
The last element. See here, this is the first element. Look at the LST. That is globally a series of elements. Element 1, element 2, element 3, element 4, element this string, element that text, and element of list. Right? This itself is an element. Although it is complicated elements, it is an element, one element at the top level. This guy says, I want the last element of LST, so it returns that element. But by the way, element is itself another list. My question, this is element. How can I extract B? B only.
Put it in double brackets, like the square brackets, and then do minus 1.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No. Alright, I didn't say no. Not yet. What do you think? Raise hand if it works.
He's on the right track.
On the right, yeah, it is the right track. Is it accurate?
Oh, we need
Yeah,
a
it's
quote.
smart
Quote
to think.
on the on the minus 1. Like the
Quote?
regular single quotes.
This?
Is that what is? Yeah, I think I'm not sure.
Did we do that here? Quote? No, we didn't do quote. Quote, then there is a value.
Minus 1 again on the outside, correct?
Okay, what is your? What was it? Minus 1 outside?
Oh, just put B then inside. What if you put B? I'm wondering. Go ahead, do this first. I'm just trying myself.
Is that what you're saying? Why you said no? You said, if you be quiet, then you will. Hey, you are the man.
No, I thought that. Okay, that makes sense. I guess.
Listen. This is this, right? If I want to this, then put another square bracket and minus 1. This itself. Look at my cursor. This is itself that, right?
Oh, because that's the second to last.
Right, it's the second.
that.
Inside. Exactly.
Okay. The second to last inside that.
Yeah.
Inside list.
Second last of the. No, last element of the last. Last element of the last element of that list.
Use a black background so you can see easily.
Which here I already made here. So you want to make here? Or yeah, this itself is another list. So if you want to access within the list, then you need to have another.
You can't change the background color off the.
I think it's in tools.
I can't see.
Can you make the words bigger?
James, would you be able to find out? Let me know next time.
Zoom background? You can.
I think so, but we do not have time.
Can you make
Okay,
the font
let's
bigger,
move.
Professor?
Oh, this is, we increased this, right, last time? Okay. For this little moments.
Are we going to do the temperature?
Wow, that's so much better. I wish it was like that the whole class.
But this is so small space that we can work.
I think if you made it black, it would be better. Oh, you can
Please, James, let me know next time. I know you can. Because I have here magnified. Okay, now you know this. Now, cis arg. Okay, and I want to save this as test2. Test2.py.
Professor, can you make it big on the screen? I can't really see nothing at all.
I don't think it works that way.
No.
I can do, but it's very, very low performance of my lecture if I do that. I want to see the compilation of that. Doesn't show. Okay, let's run this. So what happens? Okay, this is not defined. Right? This is not defined. So let's go back. What should I do?
Import.
Define this. This is already defined. I do not want to redefine. I want to simply use it. Import. So that I want to import. So let's run. Here, attribute arrow, module sys has no attribute args. Okay. It should be argv. Okay. And enter. So what does it say? When I execute test2 and didn't show to me, but here, if I run it, oh, it doesn't really. Oh, wait. How can I go back to? Oops. Oh, I opened the too many. Oh, this. What I mean by that is, if I to print that, save, enter, then nothing came up. Here it tells me the name of the program itself, right? By the way, Paizo is smart, but it cares too much. I don't need that much care. Here, test2, what I want to see here, what is my program? See here, the first element of this return. First element of this return is the program itself. So if I don't do anything, see what happens. Save. It returns empty list. When I do that here, in the original Python, it returns a list of something command line arguments, but it has only one element, which is the name of the program itself.
On Eclipse, it gives me like the whole address.
Each one is different. Right? Oh, that's good. Good to know. But here, Pfizer, it takes too much. It takes care of too much. It treats me baby. There's a Pfizer. This treats me that I'm a programmer. Okay? But that's okay. Now, what we want to do, when I run this, I want to put there A, B, C, D, E. I want to enter more arguments together with the program title itself. Then it has everything. That is what args can do.
Okay, I have a question. For the temperature program, we were just converting from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Would you then import the Fahrenheit temperature through the command line?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. That's why I so then you would add on after the Fahrenheit,
Right.
and then it would. Okay.
Right. So we will do two things before we go. I know your mind already. You already have wish list on the driving way somewhere. Okay, before we do.
I never got the point of wish list. You know, I never got the point of that.
Okay,
if I was
that's
gonna buy
fine.
something, I might as well just buy it. You know.
Okay, that's great. Let's let's define convert to Celsius. I'll do that a little later. F when I type this, and I bring up here. You can do the same. No, I don't see that, right? Okay, F minus 32,509. Okay, so I can return F minus 32 times 5 over 9. I want to return that. And what I want to do first, I want to get Celsius from user input. I can say enter a temperature. Enter a temperature. And then I can simply call C by C, and I don't need this import, and save it and run. And it says enter the temperature. I can say, what is the temperature today? Maybe 75, right? 75, then, oh, returns 75. No. What happens here is that I need to do convert to C. I want to send, no, it should be F, right? I received the Fahrenheit, and then I can say so when I do here 75 and it returns 75 equals 23.888888. There's a temperature in Celsius this morning. Is it? Really? Right now the temperature outside (72). So if I rerun this, so give 72, then 22 Celsius right now. Okay? So let me show this. This is the code that I made. Love it.
What's the difference between the other one that you have?
Which one?
The one that's up there with the lines, the 7, it was 7 lines. The first temperature, like you changed a few things. You had C equal.
Oh, here. That's what I want you to guess.
We'll do it
If we do this, like this, and return C, you mean this, right? Is it the way that what is the textbook says? Probably like this, right? So F is the input parameter. So using that parameter, I can formulate the conversion program, and whatever the outcome from this computation is assigned to local variable, and send that local variable, return that local variable back to the caller. This is one way. I want you to see the difference. This is one way. Another way is that I don't want this, but I want to have this. What is the difference between those two? This is a little bit of an improvement. Improving what? If I do this, it works. It works the same as we here say 72, then the same result, right? And this is in the textbook. But I want you to have a little different way. Remove this. What is the improvement? What performance, in what performance this program is improved? Thank you so much. Space improved. Why? If I have a C, then whatever C should be stored in the memory. So memory is allocated for C, and that memory holds the computation result for a while, and then that value is returned. That is the previous coding list. In this case, only that can be done in CPU. Whatever the computation result, return it. Question?
Why do you have the convert to C on the bottom on like the next line? Can't you put that right at like on the same line as print?
Well, it's because of the space.
Oh, this? Because of that guy. That guy want me to magnify. The real code is not like that. Oops. Wait a minute. Yeah, this, no. This is real. This is a user interactive, meaning that it asks me to enter the value to the prompt. Prompt says enter a temperature. So prompt that is created by me, right? Input, that is a function. If you say input, then you can enter some. Here's one thing. If I don't do anything for that floating points, then what happens? Enter. So that I put here 72. There is an error. Why? This function input returns a string. Receive that string send that string here, and at this point I want to compute string minus 32. 72 is not 72. It is simply 7 and 2. 2 character.
It's not a number.
So I need to convert to that 7 to 2 a number. So that you can do here either float or int. Int is another function that you convert the user input value into integer. That's also fine. So if you do here 72, it returns. So float is a function to convert string to integer. Float, same thing.
What's the difference between float and integer?
Integer is
decimal?
integer. There's no decimal.
Okay.
Float any decimal. No. So in other words, if I put here int, whatever return value from that conversion,
Okay, it's going to be like
see here we have a 22, 2222. So what do you expect?
22.
Oh, you are good. So if I put here 72, returns 22 only because of this int.
How could you add degrees on the end? Is there a degrees ASCII or is it degree symbol? Yeah, for degree symbol.
How do you add degrees Celsius? Like 22 degrees Celsius.
Maybe not the words. I meant like actual.
You mean that small circle superscript?
Yeah.
You're
Probably
greedy.
a code for like a symbol.
I know you can do. Can you find out and let me know next
So
week?
you're just going to put a comma, right? At the end of
No, he wants that not zero but
among the symbols,
superscript
you have symbols here.
symbol. Yeah, you can use it. Yeah.
You can just add the symbol.
It says
And that's
about this
divided by
line
9,
on
right?
top of your sphere.
That's a good idea. In that way,
Oh, degree sign equals u/n degree sign.
u slash u and
Yeah, /n, like we were using before. Capital N.
that's the Unicode slash n. Well, that's a good idea. And here U for Unicode and N.
Capital N. To not
Capital
avoid
N.
confusion with the new line character.
Oh,
Use
great.
line character.
So enter. It's not malformed capital N. Is it slash or backslash?
It's degree.
Slash? UN slash. UN slash, I think.
Backslash.
Backslash?
Yeah. It says degree underscore sign.
I'm not sure. Is that right? U backslash N? Yes?
Yeah.
But, let's see. There's an error. So, next time we'll find out. Everything is possible. Why not? All right. Another way. Remember that we want to receive the temperature from the command line, not in response to the prompt that we generate. This is the prompt that we generate. But I do not want to this. But I want to get it from directly user. So that I need to import and save. I do not know how to send the parameter together with the program. Maybe there is some way that we can do, but we can make it here. Here, I entered so many others, but if I put here 72, this is a command line, Python, followed by the file name, test2.py, followed by number that is taken. Yeah. Change it back. Where we are? Oh, here. So what it complains is that we don't need this. Yeah. Or I can do. Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Sorry.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oops. Oh, sysarg. Sysarg. Okay, another thing that okay, here, I said import sys. Augury self is not recognized, right? So you can put here sys dot, or if sys is too long, then you can say import sys as s. And then after that, that is the acronym. That is something I can use. Instead of spell out sys, I can use after that s. But be careful. From this point, s means something already defined, right? But anyway, save this. Back here. Execute the same command. Enter. Oh, another. A is not. Oh, misspelled. Silly. Why I made A? S. So enter, then it says 72 equals 72. I'm sorry. What's wrong with this? Enter 72.
Where are we defining A? Why is he defining
72 come here and returns.
You didn't use the function.
Oh, I didn't call the function. Oh. To see. I didn't call the function. That's right. Save this. Back here. Enter. Oh, another. This guy is more clever. So int. It says return this unsupported operand type STL. What happens?
A? Minus.
This itself needs to be. Yeah, another thing is here is that I need to float. I need to convert that to float before I enter. See here. So that this convert to C receives floating point or integer. So I need to convert that and send. Enter this. Okay. Do you see the points? If you don't see that, okay, here I highlighted it. This function. Okay. Yeah. When I call this function, I don't need this. Right. When I call this function convert to C, inside this parameter, this parameter should be a floating point. Therefore, when it comes to the function definition, that can be used for this computation. The value from the command line is not integer. It is not floating point. It is simply 72. It is not 72, as I explained. So before I send it, I need to convert that to, I would say, oh, this is a floating point. Don't treat it as a string. When it comes to here, if it is a string, then we cannot compute. Okay? Question?
You actually do U, and then after do /U2103. Is that
Okay.
Unicode?
All right, hold on.
U,
With U,
lowercase u, and then now a quotes.
or U after you quote, U and quote,
And then /U 2103 end quote.
like this,
Yep.
U and that.
Yep.
Probably that makes sense. But the problem here is that this itself may not generate. We'll see. Yeah.
You can do it in the
It's a codec. Chopman, character man, codec cannot encode the character to, Unicode for that. It's an encoding issue. You don't have to worry about this.
I can show you.
Okay. So yours works?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Any homework? Yes. It's online already.
I'll give you another homework. Thank you. So homework is to make you're so great. That works. This is for Eclipse.
Yeah. I need to put.
So Eclipse better.
I was First of all, I was like this all the time. I didn't focus through it.
All right, this is it for today. Probably I can